can't tell you how many people I talk to who are in the business of investing, who are focused on autonomous driving, what it will mean for the economy, what it will mean for jobs, what it will mean for the automakers.
Uber is testing self-driving cars right now in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Uber's goal is to reduce traffic accidents that killed 33,000 Americans last year, but there is financial appeal as well.
They want to ultimately eliminate the driver.
Uber found a way to make out-of-work actors even more out of work.
Google is searching for drivers in Arizona. Well, sort of. The company has placed ads for people to be behind the wheel for road tests of its self-driving cars. It pays $20 an hour, and you must have a college degree.
This may be the last college graduates to learn how to drive, to have learned how to drive.
In 0 to 5 years, we're going to have self-driving trucks. That's 3.5 million independent truckers at $50,000 a year and up. They're going to be out of work. So it seems to me.
What should we do? Should we let the rest of the world develop the technology?
Self-driving 18-wheelers. What could possibly go wrong?
I love that question. Hey, face it, America, you want self-driving cars. You need self-driving cars. You cannot live without a self-driving car, and especially if you're under the age of 300 and live in places such as South Florida, the west coast of Florida, certain areas of Arizona, and tasked with navigating places like the LA freeway system, the Major Deegan Expressway, the Washington, D.C. Beltway. You will pine for people around you to be driven by a machine as they either can't see over the steering wheel or can't get their nose out of the cell phone. But there's a darker side to all this, involving your money, your safety, and a government that has no desire to really solve the issues of crumbling roadways. Buckle up, snap on the helmet. You're going to need it. Let's hear from the huddled, strapped-in masses yearning to be free. 1-877-NEWSMAX. Please do not call if you're driving. Welcome back, the master of anything and everything automotive, America's syndicated motoring master, the car coach, Lauren Fix. Lauren, let's get right to this here. Self-driving cars. We hear all about this. It looks like our government wants to push it. They want those self-driving cars in here. But wait a minute now. What about the infrastructure? We still got roads that are disasters in this country right now. Bridges falling apart. Are we sitting here worried about this technology because, oh my God, it's going into somebody's pocket in the back right now, and we're not taking care of what really needs to be done?
Well, we've already said that anytime you pay your gas tax, when you pump gas, you pay taxes to the federal government and to your state. And unfortunately, that money goes into the general fund and doesn't seem to make it to your roadways, hence the bridges. We saw a bridge collapse this week, or roadways that have huge potholes. I was just in Michigan and I've been in New York and I just came from San Francisco, still potholes. So here we are in spring. You'd think they'd fix this. So let's not worry about autonomous cars. Let's make the roads safer first. Maybe that would eliminate some of the deaths and accidents that we have.
But what will it take to cut through that? Because here we have Congress. They've spent the better part of 10 years talking about funding instead of planning for the future. There is no planning for infrastructure future in this country right now with the roadways. Bills are constantly caught up in Congress. Nobody's taking any sort of a real lead here. So how do we punch through this and say, guys, look, we don't give a damn about cars. Fix the roads first.
Right, and I think this is the problem. I mean, they finally got someone in charge at NHTSA, National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and their first goal was autonomous cars to reduce deaths on the road. That may be a possibility for those people who don't want to drive. If you want to ride, take a cab, get a car service, call an Uber, whatever it might be. But for those of us that want to drive, let's make the roads safer, because as far as I'm concerned, autonomous cars, this is not the way to go. And they've kind of, pardon the expression, screwed themselves because they wanted electric cars. Okay, we have electric cars. Well, then you're not getting money off the gas taxes. Now we have less money coming in. So even if we did change it and take it out of the general fund and put it into the roadway, we have less income coming in because we wanted electric cars. I didn't want electric cars, and you don't want electric cars, and that's based off the sales.
We'll talk about that momentarily. Would you drive an autonomous car? This goes out to America. Here it is. I know what Lauren says right away she wouldn't, but here's to America right now. The government wants, hey, the auto manufacturers, they want you to drive driverless cars or not have your hands on the wheel. But I do have to say, God, I love that idea in some of the places I drive. 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-NEWSMAX. Chance to get to the car coach, Tom from Buffalo, New York. You're up first right here on the Hardline. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, how are you?
Excellent.
How would this impact the economy, these driverless cars? Like, what about taxi cab drivers?
Well, there's taxes, and Lauren, that's a good point, because we heard that soundbite here coming in where people are saying that you're going to put people out of work. For instance, if we have self-driving 18-wheelers, what is this going to do to the economy?
Right, it's actually going to have an impact in the economy. Tom is right, and that's the problem, is nobody looks at the bigger picture, and the federal government loves to make all these great rules and regulations they think that will help us, but they never look at the bigger picture. So now you're going to put 18-wheeler drivers out of business. You want electric cars. We don't have the infrastructure. There's so many things that are impacted by making these regulations, and it's really not well thought out.
We have to hear from the people out there who are the motorheads like Lauren and myself who say that we want to drive the cars. That's what we have them here for. 1-877-Newsmax if you want to join us. Tom, thanks so much for being here. But here's the next thing, though. Is it not fair to say that a self-driving car is not a bad idea for some people? Because, as I pointed out, we have major idiots on the road. And if I see one more, I swear to you, one of these days, Lauren, it's going to happen. I'm going to have an empty can in my car, and I see somebody with their nose in the cell phone. I'm going to slow down just enough, open up the passenger window. I'm going to toss it at them right now and nail their window, because these are the people that cause accidents.
That's road rage. You may actually cause a bigger problem. So here's
it's a small can, though. It's only a little can. It's a little can. You're okay.
My actual recommendation, I've been saying this for years and years, we need retesting, and that would actually give people jobs. Those people giving the retesting, people taking the tests, pays money toward taxes. If you actually taught people to learn to drive rather than how to pass the test, you would actually have safer drivers on the road. Look at Germany. They have unlimited speeds on the Autobahn. There aren't accidents, certainly not like we're having here. Their drivers are safer. It's a actual graduated licensing, and those people know how to change flat tires and do basic maintenance because that's part of the procedure.
Wait a minute. Hang on a sec. Change a flat tire? You're actually asking somebody here in 2016 to change a flat tire? My God, woman, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Are you off your meds?
Well, they do sell run flat tires if you've got that kind of cash laying around. They can run between $300 and $500 a tire. They do work, but again, there are times most cars aren't coming with spare tires because of the new CAFE standards. It's the corporate average fuel economy. They want better fuel economy numbers. Well, we have to lighten the cars up, and part of that is no more spare tire. So there's a lot of things. Know how to drive, and that means I believe you should know how to drive a manual transmission as well. Yes, I know there's automatics that shift faster.
Congratulations. Nice job. If I had a show of hands in this studio, I hate to say this, but I guarantee you that if I asked who could actually change a spare tire and who can also drive a manual stick, I will only get one or two people who will do it, and not many. 1-877-Newsmax if you want to join us. Let's see. Frank's in Puerto Rico, where there's never a problem with the driving. Welcome in, Frank.
Hello.
Yes, Frank, you're there. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I think they need a pilot. They all need a pilot. It's just like the airlines taking off and landing. They can fly themselves pretty much, but they also need a pilot.
You know, but that's the whole thing, Frank. This is supposed to take away the extra person. You don't need them there.
No, they don't even want steering wheels. Google or ABC now doesn't want even steering wheels or pedals. That's a Disney ride. I'm not in for that. You might be, but I really don't want something to take me someplace.
Frank.
And, you know, I've driven on the roads in Puerto Rico, and you do have potholes there as well, unfortunately, but it is beautiful.
Frank, we just want them to be able to learn how to drive. This is not the second edition of Driving Miss Daisy. We've got to be careful at this point, please. But, Frank, thanks a lot for the phone call. Hey, Lauren, couple minutes we got left here. Drive on two things here. Google. This is, I swear to you, I can't tell you how many people told me this had to be a joke. Google patenting a sticky car to save pedestrians hit by driverless vehicles. Is this a real story?
No, we actually posted that up on Twitter because I thought it was hysterical. Think about this. It'd be like rubber cement. You can touch the car. I'm stuck to the car. I want to get off the car.
But wait, they patented this. Is this real? I mean, people are asking me, is this real?
It's actually a patent which Google has applied for in the UK. I'm just blown away. The idea is to limit pedestrian deaths. I get that. And part of that is, again, paying attention behind the wheel. But this is one of the things they're thinking. If you get stuck to the hood, then maybe you won't fall underneath the car.
Wait a minute. Hang on. You and I both know that we have friends who will remain nameless immediately, who will actually go out and they will try to bump into somebody and they will drive around at 25 miles an hour with that person on the hood of their car. They'll do it just for giggles and grins. You know that'll happen.
The liability right there out of the box.
Stop the liability. They do it for fun. That's what they do, just to go ahead and put it out there. 60 seconds left. Cadillac has quietly killed off the electric ELR. What does that tell us, though, about Cadillac and electric cars?
1,310 10 cars in 2014 and 1,024 in 2015. It cost them more money to make it. It's just a Chevy Volt in a tuxedo. I mean, honestly, Cadillac makes some great products. Go look at the CT6 or the XT5. I have reviews on my website. But the truth is, nobody wanted those. Who wants to spend $75,000 on an electric car that has gas backup? And this is something, Tesla's got its own little niche. We still don't know what the future will be 10 years from now. But the Cadillac ELR, I'm sorry, it's time to say goodbye. And they had a lot of problems, too. I have friends that had them, and they were happy to get rid of them.
I will be getting social media hits and Twitter feeds tonight. I'll be going, come on, Ed, would you really drive around with some... honestly... There are some people I would like to stick to the hood of the car and take them for a drive on I-95 for at least Miami to Fort Lauderdale and say, thanks for shopping, partner. LaurenFix.com. Check it out. You'll read all about what's happening in the automotive world right now. And then Lauren joins us weekly right here, and she will take your phone calls when she comes back every time. Lauren, thanks so much. Go out and get a sticky car. I love the idea.
I'm on it. Thanks.
If you have ever heard the phrase, here's your sign, then you understand where we're heading next with another round of the American Delusional. Oh, and also the political punching bag. Stay with us. The fastest 60 minutes of news, The Hard Line, rolls on.